So I think it's important then to just look at behavior then, because if we think it's behavior that we want to change or influence, where does behavior come from? What is the source of behavior? I think Pavlov has taught us that children will adopt a specific behavior pattern because after repeated situations with the same behavior, it produced enjoyable results. So we just kept on doing it. If I push this button, the lights will go on. And I will keep on doing it until a different experience will be painful for him or not as enjoyable. Why will a child go to the TV's remote control and starts playing with it? Because he sees something happens when he does that. So if you cannot counter it with an unenjoyable experience, he's going to keep on doing it. We understand then that is how behavior patterns are formed. But what is then the goal of negative behavior? I think there are different reasons why we act the way we act. And as an educator, it is so important for us to just in the back of our heads be sensitive and ask ourselves, why is this child acting this way? Because that will help us to, when we understand, we might choose our approach different. So I think the first reason or goal that children has when they act a certain way is they want attention. As easy as that, as simple as that. So usually we find that in a situation where there are many people, or the situation is out of the ordinary, the child feels anxious and he wants attention. So he wants to do something out of the ordinary now so that you can see him. That's why when somebody important comes to visit, our children will act in a way that they would never do that before. And sometimes we could be in peculiar situations because of that. Or in the class, when you have numbers of learners together, you will have that one that acts totally different. And you see him, and some of our children are so used to get attention, though negative attention, that they're happy with it. At least it's attention. So they know if they do that, they will get a scream or a negative comments from the teacher, but at least that's attention. So some of our learners at behavior is actually learned behavior because we taught them that, because we gave them the attention they wanted, and they're happy with negative attention then. But you will see as I progress that that's not the ideal. The second reason learners behave the way they do is they want to enforce their own will. Every one of us, we're born with that little creature inside of us that might become a demon if we do not form and develop that desire to have our own will and our own way. So we don't want to break a child's will, but we need to form it, because otherwise it will be like a fire, a mighty fire that can destroy pieces of land, millions of acres of land. But if we contain it and we harness it, it will really be of benefit to everybody. And so if we have a strong-willed child, it means that we have to form that will while they're still young enough. In the third place, the child wants to test the stability of the barriers that we've set up for them. So we say, if you do that, this is what's going to happen. And now they just want to see, is that really true? So I'm going to send you to the principal. If you do that again, I'm going to send it to the principal. I tell you for the fifth time, it's the last time that I'm talking today. So you give them the message. They have to sit back, don't have to listen to you, but they're sensitive towards the tone of your voice and the decibels, and they will know where they need to act. Otherwise, you're not serious enough. I remember one day I got into the kitchen of our home, and my wife was pouring cold drink for our son in a glass, and she said, You know you're not allowed to have cold drink before dinner. But she was pouring it to them. So that was just a breaking point, and so we had a good laugh about it. But they want to test this ability. And if you said something and you don't do it, you're actually enforcing negative behavior. And you are cutting away from your own authority. Sometimes we warn too early, and we have these severe actions that we're going to do, and you're not going to do that. So actually, you're also working against yourself. But not only against yourself, you're working against the future of that learner. In the fourth place, sometimes the action of a child is just a screen for a need that they have. They're actually telling you, listen, I have an emotional problem, I need support. They don't know how to say that. They don't know how to put that in words. They don't have the vocabulary for that. But if I, as an educator, can just get a bit of distance and ask myself, why is this child doing what she's doing now? What is happening behind the scenes that I don't know anything about? Maybe it will help me to choose the right approach. And in the last place, many times our learners act the way they do, especially our younger ones, because they've never learned how to behave or how to manage their own emotions. So when I see that, I know this is not a punishment approach that I need. I need to see this as a teachable moment that I need to teach. So negative behavior can have different reasons. It's to get attention, to enforce their own will, to test the stability of the barriers, to just actually scream out for emotional support and help, or because they've never learned the right behavior. And if you just keep that in mind, I don't say change your discipline system or your disciplinary code, but I think it's important to just understand, if you want a change for lifelong benefit, this helps to start from this point.